right, and we are back with Max DuBuisson, Vice President of Sustainability Policy and Engagement at Indigo Ag. Welcome, Max.
Thanks. Good to be here.
So, first, how can Indigo Ag help scale up a carbon project? And let's preface that. Please explain what Indigo Ag is and
Sure.
what you do.
Sure. Yeah, a lot of folks might not be familiar with Indigo Ag. We're a ag tech company based in Boston, started up in 2013. We have biological products, so soil microbe that we sell as seed coatings for growers. And then we also have digital products. So we have a grain contracting platform, and then we have our carbon program and sustainability offers that kind of connect those two as well in the supply chains. So we've been working in carbon since 2019 with the goal of how can we get farmers to do regenerative practices and get them paid based on the performance that they're doing at a large scale? How can we reach every farmer? So scaling it up is really about first establishing the policy frameworks that enable this. So working with the Climate Action Reserve and Vera to develop new protocols that are more broad in scope and more flexible and create this kind of results-based approach rather than a very narrow approach that a lot of protocols have taken in the past. And then that enabled us to bring in a project that includes a lot of different crops and a lot of different practices, and growers can stack their practices. And then the next thing is the scientific approach, a big statistical approach that lets us have this really big population and bring down the level of uncertainty by aggregating all the growers together. And then the last is operational. So having the digital infrastructure to handle all of this, having the partners that are out there helping us engage with the growers and bring them into the program, and on the back end, sort of processing all of that data in a way that's still verifiable.
Yeah. So on the Carbon by Indigo program, are you working then directly with the growers, and how do you do that outreach? How do you find those people to participate in the program?
Sure. We're working directly with growers and we're working through partners to get to growers. So some growers come to our website and they open an account and they draw their field boundary and they start inputting their data directly. And in those cases, we do have a carbon customer success team that is building personal relationships. They're based all over the country, and I don't think any grower has gone through the whole data collection and credit generation process without speaking to a human, and in many cases, meeting a human face to face. But then, as I said, we also have a lot of partnerships. Corteva is one of our biggest partnerships. They've already got relationships with the growers. They can work with the crop advisor that they're already working with and come into the Indigo program that way.
That's absolutely incredible. So, could you tell us more about Indigo's Market Plus program?
Sure. So when I mentioned earlier that we have a grain contracting platform, that's what Market Plus is. And it's a digital platform that enables growers who want to sell their grain to access buyers who are trying to find grain to buy in ways that are often done manually right now. So this is replacing a lot of phone calls. You know, the grower on the phone 20 times a day with their co-op. What's the price of corn now? What's the price of corn now? And it enables transactions that maybe wouldn't happen otherwise, buyers finding growers and growers finding buyers that maybe they didn't know were available.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I grew up on a farm, so I can only imagine how little they like being on the phone a lot, trying to find people to sell their grain to. So that's exciting. We've got about a minute left. What's next? What is Indigo Ag working on now? What does 2023 look like and beyond for your company?
Yeah, well, in the carbon program, it's a very exciting moment because we had our first issuance of credits last June. We issued just over 22,000 tons, and we've scaled up significantly. As I mentioned, the aggregation, we're adding fields into the project every year. So our second issuance is coming later this month. It'll be more than twice as big as the first one because we've added significant quantity of acres. And we're already collecting data for the third issuance. So it's really demonstrating not only that it can be done, but that it's repeatable and scalable because it's the same project. We're using the same models and we're putting in many more growers. Beyond that, we're also doing some exciting work exploring supply chain solutions. We've done several projects with different brands sourcing directly, either cotton or rice or corn, and helping them understand the practices that are happening on the field and how it's moving through the supply chain and the environmental impacts that reach their inventory.
Awesome.
That's incredible. And I've worked with farmers in the past, and I know that the overhead can be a burden. So, just making that supply chain aspect much more efficient and more effective for the farmers, that's got to change their worlds.
Absolutely, and we need it to be scalable.
Yeah.
Well, Max, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of Green Biz.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We'll be right back.